Safe. I'm Adam Cameling, also known in certain circles as Adam the Rapper. I'm a rapper, a poet, a facilitator of workshops and lots of other things besides. And I'm at Swash TV in their beautiful studios that smell really new.
Yo, listen. You might have heard of me, you might have not. You might have seen me jamming with some Brighton bots, or jumping on the stage making ciphers hot. I might have asked you for a lighter and then sidled off.
I got started in music originally by playing in heavy metal bands when I lived out in the sticks. I grew up out in the middle of nowhere and listened to lots of abrasive music and just learned how to play the guitar and started a band, and we put on our own gigs. People would come and mosh and we thought we were rock stars. Sometimes people even gave us little bits of money for that. But then I got a bit older, started listening to slightly more kind of positive sounds, and when I moved to Brighton I was already rapping, but I met a few MCs there, and one in particular, a guy called Tom Hines, was a bit of a bully, but for the right reasons. He bullied me into getting into cyphers and rapping with other people and getting up on stage and doing it, and lots of freestyle stuff, but I was also writing bars and just did that basically, just rapped for 5 years, and it was super fun, and never really kind of tried to do anything else with it other than have fun, and it was fun. And then I met a couple of producers, we made a couple of tunes, and then once you've made a couple, you're like, well, let's make this a project. And yeah, and that's how the Letters EP came out, which is a project that's out now, and a couple more are very nearly finished. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with my time. The best place I've performed at is, the first thing that springs to mind is maybe a gig at Reading. In Reading we did called Holding Court, and it was supporting Maestro. And Reading's an interesting place. Reading was really warm and lovely, and it was a wicked crowd, and they responded well to our vibe, and it was just a really, really fun gig. But then I do loads of different gigs, different styles of gigs, so another really good gig I would have done would be Bang Said the Gun, on like a poetry tip, doing the spoken word stuff, or Hammer and Tongue. And yeah, I'm not really doing the band thing anymore, but we did a couple gigs in New York that were pretty darn awesome. But that was years ago. I still had long hair then. Longer hair. Unacceptably long hair. Yo Adam, what's on? You got the time, I think my clock's wrong. I can't have slept for that long, it's impossible. Man, I've got too much to do. Tunes to write, food to buy. For I work at 5, I gotta check some venues. The best person I've seen perform live. Man, you should have sent me these questions before. Like someone I see, like that I've seen quite a lot is actually is Maestro, like MC wise. He like brings an amazing energy, and he's got loads of energy, and he's always brought it every time I've seen him perform. He is awesome. Poetry wise, there's a chap called Ross Sutherland who does some really crazy, bizarre things, like plays with your mind, plays with form, and really can weird you out and move you at the same time. Also a guy called Byron Vincent was one of the first guys I saw doing poetry, and he still smacks it. The High Focus guys always put on a good show. Flip Tricks, Dyke, Baxter. And the aforementioned Tom Hines is probably the livest freestyler I've ever had the pleasure of being in a cypher with. All the time. 5 in the morning, 9 at night, doesn't matter. He's always bouncing around like a lunatic, which is good to be around. The best piece of advice I've been given: it'll all work out. And it hasn't really worked out yet, but it feels like it's going that way. But I've probably just jinxed it. Is this real wood? Can I knock on that? I bet it's not, is it? It's like for Michael or something. Oh well, but yeah, here's hoping I haven't jinxed myself. Do you know what? Not many, like, I have been given loads of advice. Probably the best piece of advice is everyone's opinion matters. Consider everyone's opinion. So like, when I'm getting feedback from someone, whether I disagree with the feedback, whether I agree with it, whether I've asked for the feedback or not, that feedback is valid. That is someone's response to what I've done. So I tried to consider it, and I might consider it for a moment, and then be like, right, it's rubbish, and blow it out the window. But I will consider it, and yeah, everyone's opinion is valid. That's probably the best piece of advice I've been given. Anyone alive or dead? Dream collaboration. Man. David Bowie. I reckon if you got Bowie and you're like, right, make hip hop, I reckon he might make some crazy good hip hop. Or maybe The Knife. They'd be pretty good. Something a bit left field. Ladysmith Black Mambazo. That's what I'd like. That's definitely it. I'd like to do a collaboration with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. If anyone watches this and doesn't know who they are, look them up. They're like an a cappella gospel group. They did a Heinz advert when I was like a child. And I think, yeah, that'd be the one. Those guys. Failing them, Paul Simon. They've got Paul Simon's number for the Graceland album, so if they couldn't make it, I'll get in touch with Paul Simon. That'd be the one. Yeah, if you want to get in touch with me or listen to my music online, you can @ me on Twitter at Adam Kammerling. That's ADAMKAMMERLING. I should have thought about getting a stage name before I started getting any kind of attention at all, because it's kind of hard to spell. Or adamkammerling.co.uk. You can listen to the Letters EP, which is the EP I made with a producer called Cuff, at Adam and Cuff, that's CUTH.bandcamp.com. You can also get in touch with me through the Chill Pill Facebook page. Chill Pill is a collective of poets that I work with, Raymond Antrobus, Simon Mole, Mr. G and Deanna Roger, and they are awesome, and we run a night together, so you can get at me through that. And you should also check all of those guys out because they're all brilliant. Deanna does music as well, as does Raymond, as did Simon, so you should check all of those guys out and come to Chill Pill.